guys, favorite invert here, and today I wanted to make a follow-up video about the Laowa 7.5mm lens for the X5S camera. I had a few questions of my previous video in the part 1 series, and I just wanted to finish up in part 2, kind of answering and going over my complete setup in real time so you guys see what I'm doing and you guys can get a sense of how it is to set up the Laowa X5S system on the Inspire 2. I also test AEB, auto exposure bracketing, and we're gonna do 5 stops. We're gonna expose for the sun and then hope that the 5 stops will bring us up in exposure enough to expose the detail in the shadows of the building here. So without any further ado, let's get the Inspire 2 set up and we'll put it up in the air. All right, everybody, so we have the Venus Laowa 7.5mm hooked up to the Inspire 2 here. Basically, what you want to do initially, you gotta remember this is a fully manual lens, so you have to remember you have to set the focus and you have to set the aperture. And once those settings are done, you can check and see maybe you need a lens filter or maybe you don't. All right, now that we have our picture up, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and pull the histogram open. All right, we're definitely heavy on the shadows right now. I'm gonna go into manual mode, expose for the sun. Okay, and we'll do a test shot here as well. Let's go into video settings. We're gonna single shot, we're gonna go to AEB, we're gonna check that 5, we're gonna put it into raw. Color is gonna be D-Log. Our style is gonna be landscape, and our white balance is going to be sunny. So we'll do that, and what we'll do is we'll take a couple of shots like this. I think we're going to be okay with this ND filter on it right here. Let's check this one out. Yeah, I think we will be able to pull. Yep. All right, we're gonna leave this ND filter on it and we should be good to go. Let me go ahead and put the Mavic down. Let's put the Inspire 2 up in the air. We're gonna hop into the screen recording here and we're gonna show the footage and we're gonna go over the rest of the Laowa 7.5mm settings. We're gonna turn it over to video real quick. And we'll go through that. So right now we're in auto. Let's switch it over to manual mode. Again, if you remember in the previous video, leave it on manual mode because if you do, you'll have to mount up the 15mm MFT and go through the whole ordeal there. We'll do video settings real quick. H.264, we're in 4K. We have the choice, you know, normal and D-Cine-like. We're gonna go back into photo. We're gonna choose raw and we're gonna turn it into D-Log here. Our style is going to be landscape, our white balance is going to be sunny, and we have some geese coming in to land. Please don't land near me. That's awkward. If you see that on the screen, that's pretty cool. All right, they're going to go land with their friends. That's awesome. Let's switch over to video right now, guys. D-Log. All right, so in flight, I've found that if you choose D-Log and you switch over to video in flight, it'll stay with the D-Log settings. And that's how I've been able to do D-Log with the video, but I believe it's gonna be, we're gonna have to be in flight. So let's go ahead and get in flight. We have a flight of 4 geese coming in to land here. We're gonna let them do their thing. We don't wanna cause any undue stress to the wildlife in the area. And fortunately, they're not flying directly over me. All right, they are clear. All right, this looks like our first shot that we'll take here. Remember, every time you switch modes into photo, I mean, you can see that we're already in AEB, that we got the 5 shots there, but I just really like to go over and make sure that we, and really honestly guys, color doesn't matter when you're shooting raw because raw strips out the color profiles anyway. And let's go ahead, so you really don't have to worry about it. All right, so I'm gonna expose for the sun here. Make sure that we're not overexposed, that we'll be able to pull all of our stuff. Let's go ahead and take a couple of shots here. and we'll go ahead and look. Oh, it's still processing. All right, let's look at our shots now. All right. Yep, that's a good one there. We'll be able to pull our detail from the front of the building, I feel like, once we throw it into Lightroom and we have it do its HDR thing. Let's pull it in tighter to the building. Let's take another series of photos using AEB. All right, we're good there, and it's processing. All right, so there's the photos and AEB or HDR portion of this video. Let's move on to Spotlight Pro. In the last video, I reported that I was unable to get Spotlight Pro mode to work, and that was while using the latest firmware version of the Inspire 2. I have since downgraded the firmware and can happily report that I am able to get Spotlight Pro to work, and it works very well. All facets of Spotlight Pro work, from free to follow and composition. Just remember, if you have a building that takes up the whole frame of the camera, then the tracking will start to have issues. This is a relief, as I find myself using this amazing feature in so many complex movements. However, it can be jerky and unreliable, so be willing and capable to film and fly manually. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, let me know. My take on the Venus Laowa 7.5mm is it's a quality lens for the price. I know it's $500, but if you consider that against the 12mm Olympus lens at $799, it's a couple $100 less, and it's, in my mind, it's almost a comparable lens. If you're looking for a lens that's wide angle, 7.5mm is going to do it for you. The D-Log is questionable. I'll show some video using D-Log in this lens that it's able to be done. I don't understand why it wasn't able to work for me this video, but it seems to be fickle at best. The only thing with this lens is the distortion. You just have to be mindful of the distortion, especially being an aerial platform where the angles are already awkward. If you have any questions, let me know. Leave them in the comments below. I will do my best to answer as many questions as possible. I'm going to have a link for this lens down in the description below as well. This is going to help this channel out. My next purchase for the lens will probably be the Olympus 12mm, so we'll be able to have a test against the 7.5mm. But that's going to wrap it up for this video. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time.